Welcome to the Specific Chiropractic Center's show number 22. I'm your host, Dr. Mike Merkt, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about Superman. Like the Man of Steel? That's right, Superman, the Man of Steel, and I'm sure you're already thinking, how does this tie into what you do? Well, other than the fact that people are always telling me I look like Clark Kent, Superman plays such a huge chiropractic role, especially what we do in the Specific Chiropractic Center. I'm not quite picking up on it yet. Okay, so if we think of Superman, who played Superman? Christopher Reeves. So Christopher Reeves was riding a horse and he fell off his horse and actually shattered the top two bones in the neck, causing a spinal cord injury. So he broke the top two bones in the neck, but what did that actually cause? All of a sudden, he couldn't move his legs, he couldn't move his hips, he couldn't move his back at all, he couldn't move his hands, he couldn't move his arms, he needed a pacemaker, he needed an iron lung to breathe, he needed feeding tubes to feed himself. So what does that even tell us? I have no idea. Okay, so what that really tells us is that the top two bones in the neck are super important. They encase the spinal cord and, more importantly, the brainstem. So if something happens to them, suddenly you can get a cascade of all these other effects, especially if you break one of them and that does put excessive pressure on the brainstem. You can end up like something like Christopher Reeves or someone else like that. So Christopher Reeves couldn't walk because of a neck problem. He needed an iron lung to breathe because of a neck problem. He needed feeding tubes because of a neck problem. And what eventually killed Christopher Reeves was multiple infections. So it goes to show that the immune system can even be impaired from a neck problem. Most people come into the office and they have either low back pain going on, stuff going into their legs and feet, can't breathe very well, digestion issues, and they're always so confused about why we're only working with the upper neck. And really, this is a great example of why we work with the upper neck and why it's so important to make sure that that area is aligned properly so there is no pressure on the brainstem or the nervous system as a whole. Also, if you break the top two bones in the neck and it puts that much pressure on the brainstem and spinal cord that it makes it so you can't move that stuff, imagine what's happening if there's just a little bit of pressure put on there. Will that affect the body? Well, based on what you're telling me, absolutely. You're 100% correct. It will definitely affect the body and it will affect how the body functions. So that's how, when people come in and they don't have stuff and symptoms just going on with the top of their neck, that's really how working with the top of the neck can affect the rest of the entire body. So with that, I want to thank you so much for watching. Let me know who your favorite Marvel superhero is. And until next time, see you soon.